From Quentin Tarantino flipping out on a reporter for trying to criticize his films,
Don't ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
to Gene Simmons being put in a tough spot when an interviewer asked him questions about his past in front of his wife.
That's very nice of you to joke about.
It's a joke.
This is what happens when celebrity interviews go too far. Let's start things off with Sandra Bullock, who had to endure a very awkward moment with a creepy reporter. Matt Lauer is known in the world of show business for never knowing which topics to leave out of his interviews, especially when there are women involved. This has gotten him in a lot of trouble and is currently blacklisted from every major network due to harassment reports. During her publicity tour to promote The Proposal, Bullock had the bad luck of being interviewed by Lauer when she had a nude scene in the film. And that was the leading topic for the reporter.
The major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down?
The actress tried to follow along with jokes to make it more comfortable, but Lauer just kept on making it worse.
I watched it last night. It is a lot of fun. Did I mention you have a nude scene in this movie?
Pretty much from the time you opened your mouth. Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, come back more often.
No, not after this interview.
Bill Burr, on the other hand, is a master when it comes to witty comebacks, which he's been using throughout his whole career whenever he's had to deal with hecklers and reporters who have tried to call him out for using dark humor. During an interview for Good Day New York, he was promoting his upcoming special, Walk Your Way Out, when one of the hosts criticized Bill for making jokes about religion in F is for Family, trying to put the blame on him for making fun of it.
Your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and
two
I wanted
episodes.
to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
She tried to play the part of a morality mediator against the comedian, but he quickly shut her down by saying that it was nothing compared to things that have happened in the past, which really changed the tone of the whole interview moving forward.
We did maybe two jokes about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
well, they just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
But Hollywood can be just as relentless on globally famous celebrities, and such was the case with Lady Gaga. Back in 2009, she did an interview with CNN during her first tour through Asia to talk about her soaring career and her life as a whole. Things seemed to be going well at first, with Gaga openly talking about her creative process and how the success had affected her own life. However, the interviewer saw her opportunity to talk about a very personal rumor that was going around at the time about the singer's anatomy, but it only led to an abrupt end of the interview.
What about the crazy rumors that are out there? I mean, crazy rumors, for example, about you being a hermaphrodite. How do you feel about that when you read that?
I'm not even going to answer that question. You can ask me about scrutiny. I just would prefer that.
However, that's not the only time Lady Gaga had to deal with reporters who took things too far. Also in 2009, she was interviewed for her ongoing tour by a reporter who wanted to talk about much more than just music. Things started innocently enough, with the guy asking where she got her ideas from, but he quickly steered the conversation into sexuality, going on to ask her if she was afraid those topics would overshadow her music.
Very scared though that having sexual references, can it undermine the music? Because the sexual references, a lot of people focus on that. And they don't.
I'm not scared. Are you scared?
No.
Because I'm not scared.
Despite her clear annoyance, she managed to shut him down by saying that that's exactly what her target demographic wants to listen about.
Not at all. I've got 3 #1 records and I've sold almost 4 million albums worldwide.
So what's the biggest thrill of your career so far?
The gay community.
Oh, wow. Why? Can you...
Because I love them so much. Because they don't ask me questions like that. Because they love sexual, strong women who speak their mind.
And then she went on to point out how the interview would have gone very differently if she were a man.
You see, if I was a guy, And I was sitting here with a cigarette in my hand, grabbing my crotch and talking about how I make music because I love fast cars and fucking girls. You'd call me a rock star. But when I do it in my music and in my videos, because I'm a female, because I make pop music, you are judgmental, and you say that it is distracting. I'm just a rock star.
And Gene Simmons got much more than just his feelings hurt when an interviewer decided to bring up his past life in front of the world. While as a guest alongside his wife Sharon on The Joy Behar Show, Behar went on to talk about Gene's fame with the ladies and the rumor of him sleeping with thousands of women.
You know, Gene Simmons was on the show. I've heard this before from him anyway. He claims that he had sex with 5,000 women.
After that, she joked around with the rock star on the subject.
How's your back, Gene?
My back is good. My schmeckle, not so much.
However, Shannon wasn't very pleased that the topic was brought up during live TV and quickly stormed out of the set.
That's very nice of you to joke about.
It's a joke. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Rude.
She's
so
done
rude.
with you.
It's so rude for you to joke about it.
I was
Really
just
funny.
joking
Okay,
because
thank you.
she's a comedian.
Here, these back on. It suits you.
Thanks for the question.
I'm sorry. You're blaming it on me? Don't put this on me.
On the other hand, Gordon Ramsay was ready to fight back when a reporter tried to ambush him. During an interview in Australia, he was shown some pictures of the dish the reporter ordered in one of his restaurants, saying how it was awfully cooked.
It's really weird for you to give me a piece of paper, and when you say, am I satisfied that it's a good steak, you have to be a little bit more honest with me on that one. What are you trying to get at?
Well, we were there, and the guy that had that steak said that it was dry, it was flaky, it was terrible, essentially.
Instead of apologizing, the chef took it a step further by telling him that it was their fault for ordering a steak well done, because that's exactly what they were going to get.
But you asked for the steak to be cooked well done.
And is that a well done steak?
Oh, come on, what is this? I mean, where can you, I mean, keep on rolling. For legal reasons, this is absolutely crucial. But how sad is this, that you asked for a steak to be cooked well done, okay? Now, whatever quality of beef it is, it's gone past any form of taste when you've cooked it well done. So you present me with a picture, God bless you, and you say, is that right? I don't eat steak well done. That's your prerogative because you're the customer. But unfortunately, you're never going to identify the quality of a beef when the steak is well cooked. So I'm really sorry to put on your bonfire, but it's a bit of a stupid question.
And while Ramsay shut down a shameless interviewer, Samuel L. Jackson had to take matters into his own hands when he was asked a racially targeted question. Because while he was promoting the release of Django Unchained, he was interviewed by a reporter who wanted Jackson to talk about how the language used in the film wasn't politically correct. But the actor wasn't in the mood to have that conversation and just challenged the reporter to say the word if he wanted him to talk.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
no, nobody, none. The word would be.
Oh, I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not going to have this conversation unless you say it. You want to move on to another question?
Okay.
Good thing he didn't take the bait, or his career would have been over then and there. From a protagonist to the director, Quentin Tarantino also had to deal with a reporter who wanted to use the film to talk about political topics. Now, it's widely known that Tarantino films have one thing in common, and that is excessive violence, which was something heavily present throughout all of Django Unchained. So a reporter decided to ask what the director thought about movie violence inspiring real-life violence, to which Tarantino had a heated answer for.
But why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master. You can't make me dance to your tune.
I'm
not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
He then followed it up by saying that he was only there for the movie.
You know, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
And I don't want to. Because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie. Make no mistake.
You interviews.
Yeah.
So you don't want to talk about anything serious?
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence. I haven't wanted. I've been because the reason I don't want to talk about it because I've said everything I have to say about it. If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me. And they can look for 20 years what I have to say, but I haven't changed my opinion one iota.
However, that's not the only time that same reporter has gone too far when interviewing a celebrity, one of them being Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark himself went on a publicity tour to promote Avengers: Age of Ultron, thinking reporters only wanted to talk about the movie, but this one decided to take it too far by asking him questions about his family and his former problems with drugs.
You've talked in other interviews again about your relationship with your father and the role of all of that in the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that.
It was clear that the actor was visibly upset by the questioning, and instead of humoring the reporter, decided to just walk away from it before saying something rash.
Or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
I mean,
Bye.
are you? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you?
You seem okay. It's just getting a little dinosaur in your.
No, look, I don't want to do that.
Tom Cruise is another big actor who got into some conflict with a reporter who wanted to talk about personal topics during a seemingly innocent interview. This happened while he was trying to promote his latest movie, War of the Worlds, by doing an interview with reporter Peter Overton for 60 Minutes. At the time, Cruise was going through a messy divorce with actress Nicole Kidman, which prompted Overton to ask an extremely uncomfortable question.
Was Nicole the love of your life?
What do you mean, Peter?
You were married for 10 years.
Listen, we raised children. I mean, how do you...
Despite trying to maintain his cool and answering the question professionally, you can clearly see that Tom was annoyed by it.
She's someone that I plan on getting married again.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
Instead of dropping the subject, Overton kept trying to talk about it, which obviously made Tom shut him down after he grew tired of it.
Listen, here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions
Peter,
that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, okay? Just put your manners back in.
The situation was so heated that even years later, there were rumors going around that Tom had banned the reporter from ever attending any of the premieres for his upcoming movie. And Lindsay Lohan didn't escape either, since she was hit with personal questions so out of line, it felt like the host was trying to get a reaction out of her. 2013 was a rough year for Lohan. Following years of trouble with the law due to drug abuse, she was sentenced to do community service, psychotherapy, and go into lockdown rehabilitation for a few months. She was also all over the news, so it didn't come as a surprise when that was the first topic that was brought up during an interview with David Letterman while promoting Scary Movie 5.
Aren't you supposed to be in rehab now?
Do you not watch anything that goes on?
I do.
Tabloid now?
Now here's what
May 2nd.
I was under the May 2nd.
Despite her attempts to shut him down, Letterman kept on asking invasive questions about it, with each one making the interview more awkward by the second.
How many times have you been in rehab?
Several.
And how will this time be different? What are they rehabbing, first of all? What is on their list? What are they going to work on when you walk through the door?
This went on until the actress had to shut him down and remind him that she was there only to talk about the movie.
So now, when you go to the rehab, what do they do?
We're here for a movie.
We have to what?
Let's stay on the positive.
Oh,
aside from that side of the positive.
Yeah.
Going back to Samuel L. Jackson for a moment, because he had to endure a reporter who completely forgot to do his research, leading to an extremely awkward interview. After showing a trailer for his upcoming movie, the reporter wanted to compliment the actor for his latest features. The only problem was that he thought that he was Lawrence Fishburne.
I tell you what, working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial, did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
Jackson took notice of this and immediately put him on blast over it, labeling him as a racist and unprofessional.
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, You know what? I've admit my mistake. You know what?
See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Father, you're exactly
We may be
right.
all black and famous.
You
but
are
we all don't look
guilty.
alike.
I am guilty.
Luckily, the actor was able to find humor in the whole thing, and after some banter going back and forth between him and the reporter, the interview carried on as if nothing had happened. Good thing it didn't happen 10 years later, or it would have gone much more differently for the reporter. A similar case of poor research happened when Jerry Seinfeld was humbled by the fact that legendary host Larry King was unaware of his fame. You would have to have been living under a rock for the past few decades to be completely unaware of the impact that Seinfeld had had in the world of comedy shows since it first aired back in 1989. So it came as a surprise when King had no idea of the success the show had when it ended, going on to think that it had been canceled.
You gave it up, right?
I did, sir.
They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
You're not aware of this?
No, I'm asking you.
You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled?
Have I hurt you, Jerry?
I thought that was pretty well documented.
Don't
This is
most shows
is this
go
still CNN?
Don't most shows go down a little?
Most people do also. But, yeah, no, I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry.
Jerry then went on to give King a little lesson on his background after suffering from a bit of an ego crisis before being able to carry on with the interview.
75 million viewers last episode.
Boy, you don't take it so bad.
Well, that's the big difference between being canceled and being #1.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But it's not only hosts who end up taking interviews too far. In the case of Ivanka Trump, it was her co-guest Andy Dick who turned a seemingly innocent interview into a creepy experience. While they were both guests on the Late Night Show with Jimmy Kimmel, the current first daughter was talking about her father's business. Andy was getting a bit too comfortable for anyone's liking, until he decided to slide into third base while everyone was looking.
I'm like trying to be very, very.
You don't play up the glitter on your legs.
Oh, you don't.
Andy, don't please. Don't touch Ivanka.
Oh wait, did I say I was single and then I had a boyfriend?
Andy, please don't. Donald Trump will kill both of us.
For Andy's sake, let's just hope that Donald doesn't stumble into this clip and decides to pay him a little visit. Now, let's move on to this next clip of Michael B. Jordan, because it shows why you have to be nice to the weird kid in school. While on the red carpet for the premiere of Creed 3, he was interviewed by a reporter from The Morning Hustle, who reminded him that they went to school together.
And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark. Okay.
From there, the actor remembered that she used to bully him in the past and called her out for it.
Corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out.
Luckily for her, she was able to bounce back from it, and Michael didn't make a big deal out of the situation she put herself in after so many years. And speaking of crazy interview moments, one comedian went off on a couple of hosts for doing a bad job, and a fighter dropped a flurry of F-bombs on a reporter for talking about his past crimes. So click this video to see 10 times celebrities destroyed talk show hosts.